Running on 32nd yesterday was Bubba Wallace.
Oh, what do? You're running and you blow a tire. No one made a mistake. What are you going to be mad about? Bad luck? You'll be barking up a wrong tree, so fast car. That's all you can ask for. They knew we were here.
All right, Bubba had a fast car. Right rear tire created problems, and he floundered around and finished 32nd. That puts Bubba Wallace now 19 points below the cut line, Kyle Petty.
Yeah, and so, I just don't think – so I think Kansas was a great race for him. He could have – and he talks about, look, you can't – there's nothing Bubba could have done. But this was a race that I felt like he was going to be, especially early on, he was going to be the guy. You were going to have to go through Bubba to get the trophy. Think about that. If he had won, then we're in a totally different, obviously, situation. But I don't see him. Bristol is such a tough place. And it's like Brad said, you're racing just these 16 guys. And these 16 guys are the 16 guys that have shown themselves to be the best. You've got to go through Kyle Busch. You've got to go through Kevin. You've got to go through these guys that are doing it, and I just don't see him making up those points.
Well, I wouldn't commit to giving
a
range of worry for Martin Truex Jr., but unfortunately, my range of worry is extremely high. You could say pegged, unfortunately, for Bubba Wallace, because you're all right. It's just such a tough hill to climb. For that team, especially being, 19 points in the hole. I just don't see a path where that's going to happen unless there are some really, really bad luck, just like he had yesterday, some really, really bad luck for some other competitors, which we've seen in the first and second race so far. But it's the pendulum of luck is going to have to swing a different way for him in Bristol. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
Brad, we're leaving a racetrack in Kansas. Might have been Bubba's best track where he's headed up to Bristol. Not a great track for him. Averages finishing around 20th there. That's not going to cut it if he wants to advance.
No, I don't think so. Keep your nose clean, do what you can, but again, you have to hope that there is a lot of attrition in this race, and it happens to a lot of playoff drivers who are directly in front of you. Denny Hamlin having a bad night doesn't help Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
Bubba needs Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Christopher. He needs those guys who are close to him to have a bad night. And look, if there's a Hail Mary opportunity somewhere at the end of the stage or at the end of the race, then they need to take it.
It's like watching the presidential elections on election night. Now, if you take New Hampshire, Connecticut, throw in Minnesota, and you get Colorado and New Mexico,
Man.
You can get enough electoral votes to win. So probably not going to happen.
That'd be a great skit. That would be a great skit. And just keep moving them around on the board. You know what I mean?
Well, tell the folks at NBC. Tell them, let's do this.
Let's do this.
If NASCAR was a presidential election, would Chase Elliott still be NASCAR's most popular driver?
God. I knew you were going to go there.
Probably, yes, unfortunately. Yeah.
Only if
what is up, Kyle? He's so chippy now.
Listen, I have no idea what to do. And when you take a swipe at your teammate leaving pit road and then act like nothing happened, like I don't even know what
the reporter asking you about it is the crazy one.
Yeah, like we're the crazy ones from what we saw and asking. I just don't know where his head's at. And and that's the conversation in the garage area. How focused is he? Where's he at? What's he thinking about? And when I personally, I think the not making the playoffs and not coming back and running as well as he did has really set him back on his heels. He's just not come back yet.